Hey everybody, welcome back to the best US Mint news channel on YouTube. I'm Son of a Silver Stacker. Today's date is the 14th of February, 2025. And in this video, well, I think there's too much to even cover, so we'll just get to it. Now, if you're new here, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. We're trying to get to a bazillion subs. It's a tremendous number. Not sure exactly what the number is, but it's got to be ginormous. Also, we're always live, never edited, and always unscripted. I never know what I'm not going to say. Now, over here to moneymetals.com, look at that, would you? Gold's up 10.30 to 29.50.20. Silver up 99 pennies to 33.55. Wow, that's interesting. Platinum up 7.25 to 10.22.85. Palladium up 7.40 to 10.40.60. And Dr. Copper on his way to $5, I would imagine. Good to see you. Now over here, you're looking at an in-stock American Silver Eagle, whose premium is $6.49, and that's kind of remarkable, actually. Look at this for quantity 1 through 39. Oh, we broke through that $40 barrier. Absolutely incredible. And then we'll buy them back for $33.59. Now, I got to tell you, folks, I think all this penny and nickel talk is a distraction from this right here, gold and silver. What's going on over here? Everybody's talking about the penny, but they should be talking about silver and gold, and they're not. And that's kind of troubling to me. Anyway, let me just say this. There's a term, irrational exuberance. Irrational exuberance is when investors are overly optimistic about an asset's value, causing its price to rise beyond what's justified. According to Economics Online, it's a psychological state that can lead to speculative bubbles. And let me just go to a speculative bubble. Yeah. So here, and not all of them are. Some are probably quite reasonable. But we're seeing some really incredible sales. And I think I had it on sales, but I guess not. Let me just go back to sold items here. Bingo. All right. So, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of money. I don't know what's going on, folks. Obviously graded coins, they do command a bit more, but $250, I don't know. So what we're seeing, I believe, is irrational exuberance. If somebody asks me, well, what are you doing right now, Stacker? Well, I'm on the sidelines. I'm going to sit this one out until the dust settles because nobody really knows what's going on. And if look, if the United States Mint stops striking these pennies and these nickels, okay, well, there are alternatives, right, to pick those up. And I would imagine if you go to the United States Mint product schedule, well, even the subscription page, you'll find those nickels and dimes and pennies and all the circulating coins in the proof set of 2025 for $40. You could even pick up the P&D Lincoln cents for $33.25 in the 2025 uncirculated coin set. And I do believe, look, the United States Mint has struck probably 200 million pennies so far this year, I would think. And is that a lot? Yes, that's a tremendous amount. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and demonstrate that real quick. Like, I just want to show you. Like I said, there's a lot going on in this video. Maybe there's just a lot going on in my head either way. So let's keep on. That's production process. Don't want that. We want production, sales, and figures, right? And we're going to look at the circulation strikes for 2025. We're going to learn more. And here we are. Circulation coins for 2025. And you can see, yeah, we're at 242.5 million, and that was only reported strikes for January, and that announcement was made on Super Bowl Sunday, right? So that was what, a weekend probably for February. So how many coins have they struck? Probably a quarter of this amount and a quarter of that amount, probably about 300 million. Okay, that's a good bit, and not sure exactly how to break it down for Denver or Philadelphia, but if we look at the numbers here, I would say that Denver's most likely the more rare strike of the Lincoln set for 2025. But like I said, I'm kind of sitting on the sidelines because I know that there's the uncirculated set from 2025. There's the proof set. If I don't pick one of those up from the proof set, I can always fall back on the more expensive proof set that has that Lincoln set with an S on it, right? So a lot of wild stuff going on. Now, you want to know what's even more wild? Check this out. This is the cumulative sales figures over the United States Mint. And, as a teacher, from a teacher's perspective, okay, and a former manager perspective, when you're talking to your employees and you're like, hey, let's get busy and focus on our work, take pride in our work. Well, if you remember, the cumulative sales figures they were skipping for a few weeks after the United States Mint made this new website. We would have a week or two or three that we would have no reported sales data. Well, believe it or not, the United States Mint is now, and this is the first week ever that they've actually done it. So let me go actually I shouldn't play around with the numbers so much. So let's go to February 3rd's report, which is actually for February 2nd. I don't know how they do that, but that's okay. All right, we're going to put in 24EA, and it comes up with 24EA and 24EA040. That's the bulk purchases, and that's 1543 for the bulk, and 283,633 exactly for the silver proof out of West Point, New York for 2024, right? And this is from the 2nd. Well, let's go over here to the following report, and I have here on the 9th, okay? Oh, wow, they're almost identical. Let me go ahead and scroll up so you can see, and I'll switch between the two. I don't want to do that for too long. Bam. Oops. It's not as profound. All right, there we go. So check that out. Just look at these. These numbers will change. These won't, right? Bingo. Oh, yeah. Neat trick. And it gets worse from there. So let's go ahead and back off that A, and let's look at these other numbers here. And I know I might be beating a dead horse here, but it's kind of ridiculous. So these numbers have been migrated from last week, but they're identical to last week. Not one, not two, but each and every single. Look at this one here. 24EG, 93,332. Okay, 93,332. Hey, same number. Nice to meet you. Good to see you. So whoever it is, job over at the United States Mint, yeah. Whoops, I guess they just migrated the data from the previous week's sales report because there's nothing at all for this. Well, look, the question is, so the United States Mint sold no coins between February 2nd and February 9th? I don't think so. Now, we did have that one report about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago now, that was the probably one of the most remarkable sales report where 99% of all the products had a negative on their sales report, which made me think that there might be an as-is yard sale coming up again soon. Wow, some really interesting stuff is actually happening over at the United States Mint. I really don't get it. Makes no sense unless somebody's just slacking and just trying to make it look good. The check's in the mail, right? Interesting. Now, let's talk about the Jefferson nickel for 2025. I don't believe that it's going to be how many people collect the Jefferson nickel compared to quarters or Lincoln cents, right? Lincoln cents is the gateway to collecting coins, right? You can get 50 examples for 50 cents, real easy access. And they even give them away at your local convenience store. Give a penny, take a penny. You ever utilize that function at it's a societal function, actually. And do we really need pennies if they just give them away, right? And people, they drop pennies pumping gas, or, they stick their hands in their pocket. You ever stick your hands in your pocket and stuff comes out when your hand comes out? Yeah, me all the time. That's why I'm not a pocket person. But pennies are dropped on the ground, and people don't even bother to pick them up because they figure it's not even worth their effort to pick up a penny, right? So isn't that interesting? And I do pick up pennies, but I'm superstitious about it. It would be, if it's tails side up, I kick it, and hopefully it lands head sides up so somebody can find it. But if it is heads up, I do pick it up all day. I'll have good luck. Now, let's go to the plus ones. I've yammered for way too long. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on right now with the pennies and the nickels. But I do believe, folks, right here is the thing that we should all be focusing on. That's my opinion. That's what I'm doing. And as far as the pennies and the nickels, I'm on the sideline until the dust settles. I think there's too much irrational exuberance right now, and that does create a speculative bubble. And do you want to be part of that when the bubble bursts? I wouldn't. I don't. Anyway, like I said, let's go to the plus ones. This is really cool. I got a really cool one for you today. This is knowledge, and I've kind of changed this around a little bit because it just didn't flow like I thought it would. But this makes way more sense. This is knowledge. Now, philosophy is the road to knowledge, right? We get that. Philosophy, thinking, like that, insights and internal monologues and all that good stuff. Well, that knowledge that you gain is power, right? Power over yourself, power to control those emotions, so that you can use your intellect to focus those passionate emotions in a direction that you want. And guess what? Now, secret knowledge is a superpower. And you're probably wondering, you're like, Stacker, what do you mean secret knowledge? What is that? Well, let's jump over here to 3.9's Fine, 99.9 KOI and Cohen News Radio. This is Leonard Cohen, live in London, and it's a song called Hallelujah. It's one of my favorite songs. I think it was in that movie Shrek, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, one of the first lyrics, he said that David played a secret chord, and it pleased the Lord. So Yeah, it's out there, folks. Just want to tell you, a little heads up for you. Secret knowledge is out there. Now, with that said, I want to thank you all for coming. Thanks for dropping by. Don't forget to hit that like button. And if you do like what you're see, sub the channel. It's absolutely free. And if you want to spend a little ditch, help support the channel, you can become a member. It's $1.99 a month. And there are other ways to support the channel. You can hit this more button. And I do believe there is a donation station in there somewhere for PayPal. So, folks, you have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I hope that you get to spend time with the people you love and who love you. Stacker out.